Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Good morning or evening, friends. This is JP with Wise Guys Gaming, and I want to talk to you about the fight that you all wanted to see. See, now that we've killed the watchdog, Bow Wow, we are going to avenge ourselves for our failures. We are going to fight like never before. We are going to destroy the Tree Sentinel. And I know he has become an iconic villain, but that icon means nothing. Now, let me say this, because this is very important. This video is cut up a lot. I try to take out as many loading times as possible. And this video is the entirety of my dealings with the Horse Lord. I know he's Tree Sentinel, but I'm going to call him Horse Lord. I'm going to call him the Dothraki. Sun and stars. Okay. So this was the first battle with the notorious Tree Sentinel. A Sentinel. What you want to do, brother? So early on, I remembered about the summons, and I'm able to use my summons. I hadn't always been able to do that, but I wanted to put them into good work and great effect. Basically just let them harass him over and over again, and while they are harassing him, kind of get my hits in where I can. That did help for the watchdog. As you all saw, I kind of made it through that fight, because at least some part of the time the watchdog was completely focused on the wolves or the nobles or whatever, and not on me. So that enabled me to kind of get behind him and do some damage and run off and get some heals when he probably would have been on my case. Instead, he's focusing the wolves for dealing damage to him, or the nobles for dealing damage to him, and I am able to kind of escape. So that was the plan with the Horse Lord too. As you saw on the first round, that did not go exceedingly well. And we okay with it. For the first round. You may not remain okay. Uh-oh. See this one? Stand on the horse a little bit more. Trying to make myself difficult to hit. Trying to make him have to come to me and deal some damage. But also trying to make sure those wolves stay. Where you going, Brohamski? And this gives me an opportunity to kind of see what his attacks are. You really got to see with all of these. It's funny because this is like I said before, Legend of Zelda, but it's also kind of this Mega Man thing of just when you get to the boss, watch them fight for a while, see what they do, so you know what happens and when it's coming and what to do when it's done. That move is devastating. Can't really tell it from right now, but it's devastating. That move's not so bad. It's got me a couple times, but it's not that bad. But again, just want to kind of keep pressure on him. We're dealing really good damage right now. We're winning. That stinks that we got a counter or a critical hit, and the wolf kind of knocked him out. I don't think I can do it from the horse anyway. But it does suck to see the wolf knock him out of it. But I think this is before I really knew what the critical hits. You know, I'd read what they did, but I don't think I'd actually tried to get them or really knew what to do once I set it up. So until a little bit later in the game. Ruh-roh. Yay! Shout out to Jane for feeling better. Gallop, gallop, gallop. And what you'll see in this video, I didn't cut anything out, specifically. I did not cut anything out of this video. This may be the last boss that I have trouble with that I don't cut anything out of. Just because at a certain point, I mean, it's not really helping anybody. Because just like everything else, the more you try, the more you're going to find yourself making mistakes and losing faster and not getting the ground you want to get. You know, all these things kind of come into play. And so I don't think you necessarily have to see me every time. You know, if I'm live streaming, that's one thing, but if it's just a video, there's no reason for you to see me die 150,000 times, which I wouldn't. I'm going to survive this. This is the road. As you see, I hopped off the horse, mainly because I wanted to use the shield. I think the shield gives me a little bit more control. Oops. I think the shield gives me a little bit more control over what I'm doing, but also, actually I didn't hop off the horse. I think I lost the horse. Oh, get that damage. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get traffic school, not traffic school, Bible study up. Today is 15? Oh yeah. One second. Alright, we back in. So yeah, I don't think you guys necessarily have to watch me die over and over and over again. I'll tell you if it's tough. And like this video is, because I debated on how I wanted to do this video, but having played some other areas in the game now, I wanted to leave this one pristine, let you guys see everything, but this will probably be the last time that it's just a boss video. It's just me fighting the boss over and over and over again, and you see everything from start to finish. That's probably not going to happen again, just because this takes a while. It's already kind of heavy timing wise to get a 4K video all the way uploaded and ready to go and all that kind of stuff, particularly going with all these stutters. But I figured I would rather be playing the game than waiting for the next video to render and buffer and all that kind of stuff. And the best way I can do that is to start doing this on lower resolution, so it goes and gets done faster. And so, with that said, I don't want to continue to give, like, this video. It's gonna be a long video, but it's also a lot of me fighting this tree sentinel, and that can get a little dry sometimes. So I'm probably not gonna do this for every boss, but I'll try to keep key moments and stuff like that in and let you go. Particularly because I'll try to do more either live stream or mic live games, so that way it can be heard. You know what I mean? It can be heard. I don't have to voice over it at all. Yeah, where you going, boy? And I did try a number of different things to beat the tree sentinel. Chief among them probably is using the wolves. See, that right there was the glow for the magic, but it didn't bother me. The use of the wolves was good, but I did try like the wolf, the nobles, the jellyfish, and like I tried a bunch of different things to see what was best. And the wolves, I think, for my play style, were probably the best. Getting the hang of that dodge. I'm getting the hang of my defensive options, but the problem is You just don't need to make mistakes, and I made a lot of them. Yeah, boy. Nice try. He just wheels around so fast. It's like Sonic. Gotta go fast. And I feel like I got bonked there. That's not cool. We bonking me, tree sentinel. Gosh. Into the next battle. Just right back into it. Again, try to get your soul, or not. Excuse me. Not again, but try to get your runes. You know? Get that currency up. That 401k. Again with the ambush fighting. But he did use... No, okay, that was something else. Just keeping some pressure on him. Get them wolves going at him. I want to stay around him, but not really close enough to take a lick. And hopefully he just focuses the wolves. Nope. Nope. And see, I don't like that loss because I really learned nothing. Just a loss. Pull that sword out, girl. Let's go Stabitha on him, Stabitha. He came right over here with the smoke. And that's the big thing with the horse, or the tree sentinel. It's that he's not really doing anything wrong. He just ends up with a bunch of range just because he's got that thing. And it's annoying. Oh no, crap. Hang on 1 second. Aye. Okay, okay. Sorry, I got a cramp in my neck. It's weird. And look, now I died. Congratulations. You played yourself. Them wolves out there, boy. We ready to attack. Trying to keep a little bit of pressure on him. Trying to get something going. You want to make sure. See the frames there. Now here it's not just me. Here it's a lot of people with this particular boss. Some weird frame droppage. Which makes me kind of feel like if it's on every platform, then it probably was intentional. I just have no idea why. What you really want from Stabitha? Crush him. Crush him. Quick roll around. Try to see if I can't get a good opening. That's an opening. In my chest. Keeping that shield up. And what you want to look for is for them to do a quick short range attack, which gives you enough time to down the down the heal. And then die. There's no winning, bruh. There's no winning. It's like they ganged up to beat us up. I feel like they should throw that shield at something. Again, just as much damage as possible. That's all we're really doing. And honestly, I don't want to give this up with other characters or other people or anything like that, because I feel like this is the rite of passage. Even though I don't think I necessarily did anything the way people would rather see it. This is kind of a rite of passage to fight and defeat the tree settler. Like, now you have become a grown-up. Good job. And honestly, it really should be looked at like a rite of passage. I have played a lot of games. Like when you play, I want to say Dark Souls 2, when you first jump in, there's that boss at the end of like the little tutorial area or whatever, that the first time you fight, you jump down and you usually get washed by, I think it's the Grave Demon or something like that. But it's really neat, you know, it's an experience everybody has, and then they tell you like, what somebody puts a message up there to try plunging attack, but you don't know how to do a plunging attack. So you keep, you know, trying a bunch of different stuff, and then one day you figure out the plunging attack, and all of a sudden you're doing like 50% damage on the first hit. And it's like, good lord! Suddenly this seems like a doable fight. I like that kind of thing. I think the Horse Lord here, that's kind of what he is. He's something that everybody can hate. Most people stumble into when they are very ill prepared for. Everybody can hate. Everybody has a similar experience with him. Very few people walked up and just waxed the Horse Lord in the first try. Very few people were able to get that done on the first try, which is good because he's supposed to be menacing. He's supposed to be scary. If you made it where he was just like, you know, a pushover, nobody wants to see that. Give us the Horse Lord that's gonna knock us out. Again, I know this is Tree Sentinel, but Dothraki. Give us the fight that we need to shock us into the system. Because honestly, this is kind of brilliant. I find the setup and the mechanics of everything to be brilliant. They set this game up as almost open world Dark Souls. I know they don't really like that phrase, but that's basically what it is. It's like an open world type Dark Souls, where you also have these Dark Souls style dungeons along the way. The best way to be a From Software game where people are expecting certain things like traveling through the mist to fight the boss and all that kind of stuff, you shake that up by immediately, and I mean immediately, having you come out of training and this guy's just walking around. So you're like, oh, if he's walking around, it's not that big of a deal. You walk right up to him and all of a sudden boss music, health bar shows, and he's got a name. All of a sudden these things are big and in your face, and that really sets up the rest of the game, because this shows you that you could be going anywhere at any time and just in the middle of minding your own business, and you might step up in the wrong neighborhood real quick and easy. Ain't no fog that can save you, ain't none of that to prepare you. You just walked up into the wrong neighborhood, and I like that. I like how they set that up. Matter of fact, I go so far as saying, I loves it. I loves it. Now, as you have seen with other areas in the game, like the, I can't think of the names of them now. Like when you had to go fight, Farin Azuli or whatever his name was, the big Rat King guy, or the giant watchdog, the cat. I don't care if it says watchdog, that was a cat. The giant cat with a giant sword with a fiery tail. That creeped me out for at least one night. Anyway, those do follow the typical Dark Souls pattern. You know, you're sitting here, you're deep down in some under dark cave or whatever. As a matter of fact, with the watchdog, you have to open a set of doors which leads into a room that only leads down into another room that has the fog. Like, it's literally set there for you to be like, oh, here's the entrance to this boss fight. And you know, you get both sides of it. You get this nice little open free world thing of you know, exploration, and almost Breath of the Wildian, or ooh, I thought about this earlier today. Tomb Raider, right? The newer Tomb Raider games, kind of like that, where, you know, you're just out and about, and sometimes things happen, and when they happen, you just got to be ready for them. I have fought, I think, 2 or 3 bosses that I did not expect to fight just because I was walking in the wrong area. I was just walking, minding my business, and all of a sudden I look up and it's just, hey, where you at, homie? What that you claiming? What's that you claiming, homie? And I'm just like, oh, one of them, literally, I had been in the same area like 4 or 5 times, never had any problem. No problem. I think I died or I rested Grace and I came back to the area. It was a different time of day and they just rolled up on me like, hey, you thought it was sweet, huh? Come here, let me holler at you for a second. I was like, wait, hold up. What are we doing? What is this? Who are you? Who told you to come here? So it's really neat. There are these exploration areas where you gotta be on your guard, but there's also the traditional areas where you just happen to be in the right place at the right time, or you have been going through this castle. You've gotten to a couple different areas. You've gone through a couple of fogs. Something about this one feels like it's gonna be the fog that's gonna set you up for a boss fight. And that is great. I like that you get all of that. All of that. Yeah, get slashed. Get slashed in your horse booty. I don't mean to be crude, but that's exactly what just happened to him. He got slashed. All up in the horse booty. You saw it? I do prefer this fight on my feet as opposed to on a horse. I've seen people do it differently. And everybody got their own playstyle. I prefer this on my feet. I prefer to be able to stand and just swing. Whop, whop, whop. Get my shield out, bop, and then go back into it. I also know because, like I said, I've seen the horse lord or tree sentinel. I've seen that fight before. And what I know about this fight is if you are a magic user, his shield actually not only, I don't know if it absorbs, but it definitely reflects and allows him to like take magic and throw it back at you. I think that's incredible. They made this where, I'm just waltzing through all these bosses. I'm not having any problems. Everything's going fine. Everything's going great. Now here's the challenge you weren't expecting. And now you have to think on the fly just like everybody else had to think. As I understand it, this game when it first came out was very heavily catered toward magic users. If you were a magic user, you had a little bit of an easier chance going through the game than if you were more melee based. So I do like that they gave this opportunity because I did watch somebody who, was talking a bunch of trash and wandering around like, what you gonna do? Y'all ain't gonna do nothing to me. I'm gonna win this, I'm gonna kill this dude, yada, 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 yada. And the next thing you know, he's reflecting magic back at him and he's like, oh, well, that's not fair. That's cheap. I'm like, oh, so now it's cheap. When you got to sit back and throw magic at all the bosses, it was perfectly fine. But now they can throw something back at you, and now it's cheap. I love that. I love it. Just really well designed. I like the whole thing. The design of this game is just amazing. I'm gonna stop gushing over the game. Get more into this fight. Get 'em, wolves. The spirit wolves have been my favorite companion thus far. There is also some nobles that I got that are basically like townspeople. They serve a purpose. You guys saw them in the Watchdog fight. They serve the purpose. I mean, they're okay. I don't like them as much as I like the wolves, but they're okay. I also have a jellyfish. And from what I understand, the jellyfish is good at tanking hits, which is good because it is not good at dealing damage. And that's kind of the problem for me with it tanking hits, is because it doesn't really draw aggro very well because it doesn't really get a lot of good hits in. The projectile that it shoots is relatively slow and easy to dodge. When it's in close, it can kind of do a melee attack. But again, even then, it's just not. It's not really doing enough for you to really be concerned with. So, I mean, it's nice, it's good, but ain't no big deal. You know what I mean? And it does tank a bunch of hits. But the reason I prefer the wolves at this point is because with the wolves, there are 3 of them. So unless it's a big area of effect attack, they're not taking out all your wolves in one shot. So the tanking is kind of plays off one or the other. Plus, if you can keep particularly with the build that I have, with that shield build, with that block, like I have very good block. I'm able to block very well. And if I can keep my shield up and keep the boss or enemy or whoever focused on me, the wolves are just going around getting free damage. And they do much better damage than the jellyfish does. And then once they turn around and start going after the wolves, I can come in and just start slashing for big damage. That aggro shifts back to me. I go back to blocking. So I can kind of go from this defensive to offensive playing style until the wolves have either killed or until they're dead. And so I really enjoy the wolves more than I enjoy pretty much any other summon in the game at this point. Maybe it'll change. Maybe. I kind of want to do some more work with jellyfish just to see how it works, but as of right now, I don't see where it would be, I wouldn't say important, where it'd be beneficial to me to kind of put my my eggs in that basket. Rolling with the homies. Get him now. You see that block? Now we want him to get some space, so once he does, we can take a sip, and we come back. Nah, boy, I blocked that. We blocked the what is it? That was a pretty good switch. Take a little more sip of the scissor. Get my slashes in. And we right back at it. I'm getting hacked though. Nice. Just so much fun. Like, I understand that I lose these fights, but it's a lot of fun to me. Kind of watch how it goes. Keep him under pressure. Did not use my summons early. I used them now. I didn't deal a whole lot of damage, but you know, he's got some damage on him. I've used a couple of my what do you call it? Potions, my flasks. So now he can focus on the wolves while they deal damage, while I get myself nice and healed up. The lesser heal spell, I think is what it's called. It takes a pretty good while to go into effect, so I can get those out of the way while he's focused on the wolves, and then hop back into the attack. Focus me and my awesome shield. Now that becomes the problem with the wolves, is if they have pretty good areas of effect attacks, like he can jump up into the air and come down. The wolves are melee in nature, so when he does that, he can just like that. He can absolutely take out multiple wolves in one shot. Right back at it again. Trying to stay focused, you know? I think that is where a lot of the problem with this fight lies. For me, it's very easy to focus on something else. Now, I've gotten quite a bit further than this point, and I've got those videos ready. I just haven't gotten them out yet because I want to make sure I got this one out. But this is not, well, like I said, I don't find him to be harder than the first boss that I fought. But this is good practice for, you know, the old Dark Souls way of learn the fight, learn what they do, what they can do, how to fight, how to use it against them, when your openings are, all that kind of stuff. Also, at this point, I hadn't put anything into, I don't think I put anything into my HP. I don't know if I put anything into anything super substantial. Get him, Wolves. Get him, Cujo. And they just swarm, boy. Woo! And there I am blocking. Keep them focused on me. Let them get their damage in. He did a little bit of damage. I should be healing him back in the fight by now, but I didn't do it like I should have. Make sure I'm healed all the way up. Where are you going? That sucked. That sucked a lot. I don't think that's how that should have gone. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Let me get rid of this. Hang on. Sorry about that. It was absolutely my intention to cut through all of the cutscenes because that's just going to make it longer. And because I'm playing on current gen and not next gen, which I guess next gen is current gen at this point, load times are abysmal. So I didn't want to throw you guys in there for, you know, 30-second load times or minute-long load times when you didn't have to. And I got washed real quick. Just waxed. What you want, son? What you want, son? Yeah, I really love these matches, and I understand the things that I love about these matches are things that other people hate. Like, shout out to my friend Jared. He does not do these he doesn't do From Software games because they're just gonna frustrate him, and he's not down. He doesn't find the joy necessarily in the struggle of dying and coming back and dying and coming back over and over and over again. Just high blood pressure and not a lot of payoff. And I get it, the games aren't for everybody. There's this, you know, stigma where, you know, if you're a real hardcore gamer, then you will play this game. If you're super hardcore, no, you want to play the baby games. Oh, this is a hardcore game. No, it's not even that. It's not that at all. It's simply, you got to play what you enjoy and what's going to be the most effective for your time, particularly the older you get. When you start getting older and your job, you have a job, or you have a, you know, you're a parent or a husband or something like that, or wife, you know, why would you take any time to make your leisure time not as effective, as most effective as you possibly could? Yes, the game is fun for me. Yes, I find great joy in the exploration, the combat, all of that. I love it. But it ain't for everybody. And if it's not for everybody, you know, don't try to chastise or shame people because they don't enjoy playing the game you like to play. Duh. Oh, I got crushed. Sometimes he gets with that uppercut, man. That halberd uppercuts. You see the the frustration on the bottom left hand of the screen there? I was just like, ah. I knew not to cast that spell there. Boy, what you want? What would you want? That chunk of damage before you even knew it was up. And then I remembered I didn't have my runes. My runes. Which runes? These runes? See how I did not switch hands? You can do left and right slashes. I did not switch hands on that one. I just was like, oh, I already started. Turn the horse. Turn the horse in such a way that this connects. Makes me look like a genius. See, I feel like I did a very good bit of damage, but when the problem came, I wasn't able to effectively defend it from the horse. And I was like, well, if I was on the ground, I could just block that. Tain't no blocking on that horse, boy. Boom! But 2 to 3 slashes does a lot of damage. That's pretty good damage for just basically 3 connected hits. essentially I had 3 hits that connected, and after those 3 connected, everything else was just like a lot of whiffs and, you know, going around in circles. So. Get him. And then I get hit with stuff like that, and it discourages me entirely, and I'm like, get away! Don't hurt me, get away from me! That hit, too. Oof. That does so much damage. And now I'm at the point where if he does that drive-by slash again, then it's gonna kill me. We let the wolves out. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Take a little misstep for the heal spell. But I don't re-engage. I don't know why I'm not re-engaging faster. Because now my wolves are basically worthless. Again, I'm watching this now, having more experience in combat in this game, and it's just frustrating. It's just so very frustrating. Because the way I'm looking at it now is, this is the way you should have played this. And I'm not even, you know, I'm not good or great at combat now, but I know more. Slashity dashity. Chop tree down? Didn't chop tree down. Take that. Looking good. Got plenty of flasks. It's gonna take our time here. Take that. Like Kobe and Shaq, so take that. And that sucks because it dealt a whole lot of damage in one hit. And then he just jumped and finished me off. I repeat, like, I went from very good position to get ready to respawn in like 5 seconds. And that's part of the burden of not upgrading your vigor to have greater HP. You gotta make sure you know what you're upgrading, so you can stay in the fight a little bit longer, just a scotch longer each time. Boom! Legion of Doom. That was nice. That was not so nice. Get him. Telling you, that shield is great. If you're running Confessor build or a melee build that allows you to use your shield, that brass shield does some good work. Brass shield does some amazing work. Not only does it give you the 100% block where you don't take damage from blocking, but also I don't think you use quite as much stamina when you block. It's really good. I recommend 10 out of 10. I got a message. I got a message. I got a message. Hey, 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 hey.
We all grew up.
Oh no. It was supposed to be Duolingo telling me to learn Spanish when I pressed the wrong button. Tell me how to live my life, Duolingo. Don't you tell me how to live my life. Sí, yo hablo español. Un poco. Un poquito. Un not mucho. Just love the animation of it. And that's something FromSoft has always done very well. And that's give you magnitude to these fights. Like, you step into the ring with these guys, whether they're big, small, whatever. The attacks have so much impact with them. Like, you feel like it's going to. You know what I mean? And that's just a plus for From Software. They do that very well all the time. Even now, like he's got what, 4 or 5 major attacks, and most of them feel like they hurt. A little drive-by hit, it doesn't look that bad until you get hit with it and you watch it literally lift you up off your feet and then drop you to the ground. And then you're aware of the impact. You know what I mean? Like, you feel the impact at that point once it does that. All it has to do is do it one time. Boom! Oh, yes. Boom! See, that's the thing. I don't feel like I miss when it's, when I'm fighting on the ground. Fighting on the horse, I feel like you kind of hit or miss. You got to get your aim right. You got to get your timing right. You want to avoid his attacks, and you can't block. When you're just fighting straight up, even if he's on the horse, I prefer it. Running around in circles. Ooh. Ooh. And like I said, just a rite of passage, man. Learning this fight. How much time did you spend on it? How many times did it take you? You know, everybody has their own story with this boss. Mini boss. That's the other thing. Not even a real boss. It's really like the warm up to future bosses. And it's funny to watch other people do their playthrough. Do they fight him? Do they not fight him? Do they quit? Do they just? And I got to the point where I was gonna quit and just kind of look around some more. I ended up not. I just kind of tried to power through it. Even though it's a very good position when you're fighting somebody in the open world. It's like an open world mini boss. It's a much better position to just walk off and quit, simply because the runes that you've picked up, you can usually pick those up and get out of dodge very quickly. If you're fighting a boss, those runes are in that room, and you're not, or they're in that area, and you're not getting out until you get rid of the boss. So either you're going to lose those runes, or you're going to beat the boss. One of the two. Much higher stakes. That was good. Take a little sip. That's bad. That's doubly bad. Even with a block, you just feel the damage. You see how your character reacts, and it just helps you feel like, this is a force. This? Trying to stay out of the way. Got one little Cujo going. Did not time my jump well. If Cujo had stayed back, maybe we could have kept him going right now. Cujo was going after him, boy. Didn't expect that to go that far. Jumped too early. Matter of fact, didn't need to jump. Could have just blocked that one. As you see, there's a little bit of rage going on with me at this point, because I'm not dilly-dallying around. I'm just going straight for him. And then I realized, your runes. You gotta find your runes. I don't want to engage him in the fight without my runes, because as we have seen a couple of times, all it's gonna take is 2 hits. He 2-shots me all the time. Woohoo! And this was to kind of give me a breather. Let him look for me for a second while I found out where the runes were, which direction, and then I go find them. That was terrifying. Whose runes? These runes? Yeah! And now we can fight. But you can just see, like, that's one of the things this game teaches you, is that your rage is not a substitute for planning a good decision. So you can get mad all you want to. The boss is still going to be there. You still have to fight the boss. And you still, it behooves you to fight him with a clear mind. If you're just mad at the game or mad at your performance, you're going to continue to make more and more mistakes. Over and over and over and over again. But you can kind of see where I make that decision because I just start charging him head on. Just, now that I'm watching, it probably would not have been a bad idea to come in with 2 heavy slashes on the horse, ride off, then hop off the horse, and then get into the fight. Like this, yeah. Just fight better than I'm fighting right now. I think that would be the key. Little slashy washy. Kudos on the block. Trying my best. Being very careful. Again, 2 good hits and I'm dead. He can absolutely 2-shot. So now any hit number will be enough. I about to say it was a good time to drink, but I almost did it at the wrong time. Definitely drink and not. Ooh. I went for the spell word. Ooh. That was gutsy. That was super gutsy. See how it works out? Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it goes. So now we're just kind of getting in where we fit in. Blocking and backing up. Block. Following. Get a couple swipes in. Block and back up. Just wherever we can get a hit in, get the hit in, and then get out of the way. And we are at almost 50%, and I have not needed to call a summon yet. Waiting for it. And this is when the game starts to get good, because now I'm waiting for him, you know what I mean? Make sure I got some time to step back. Careful, patient. And now I know what he wants to do, and I'm just waiting for him and taking opportunities and shots where I can, and that's when the combat starts to get good. Once you, not only do you read your opponent, but you know what he wants to do, you know when they want to wait. So we call the horse so we can get a little speed and out of the way. The plan was to get the wolves out. I was a little too close. Gives me an opportunity to get the wolves out while maintaining a pretty good distance. Then I come back in for the fight. Playing very well right now. I think we've only used 1 flask. Because that first time we did what I thought was a bad idea in using that spell instead. Flask it up. That hurt me watching now. That hurt me watching now. Oh, slashing. Slashing. Action Jackson slashes. This is when you start getting tired and fatigued and making major mistakes. And so you have to try to remain calm, knowing you're making mistakes. It's honestly, these games are a lot like playing golf. The block, they're a lot like playing golf. Just because you made a mistake does not give you the opportunity to play poorly. You gotta get your mind under control and get right back in the game. It's all in the game. Patient, patient, ready to block. And super patient here because I could be going for multiple slashes. There's no need to get greedy. Just take our time. Take what the game gives us. Get a hit in. Get a couple hits in when you can. When you see that you got the opportunity. Get bum rush. Got the shield up again. Oh, that is a tip too. If you have the opportunity, if you have a shield, even when you think you don't have the animation frames to get the shield up in time, hold that shield button. You'd be surprised. Every now and again, the shield comes up just in time. Caught me slipping. We blocked those. We blocked those, boy. We blocked that too. We are in no hurry. That is how you need to fight your boss. We are in no hurry. We will take our time. We will fight this boss. Sip on some scissor. Nope. Calling the wolves. Cast a heal spell. Cast another. Missed the critical. Yeah, look over here. Look over here. No. Keep looking at me. A lot of damage to those wolves. Just because it's an area of an effect splash. But as you see, we're kind of progressing, and you can see by how I'm fighting more confidently. Weird frame animation. Not a lot of damage to the wolves right there. And that just sucks. Because sometimes they catch you. Sometimes he catches you slipping when he shouldn't, right? It's kind of like the police. Sometimes they write you that ticket and you know for a fact you weren't speeding. And you just got to think, well, what about the other times when you were speeding? What about the other times when he should have caught me off guard and didn't? You know? You just take the blessing and call it a day. But as you see, I'm a little more confident in my movement, a little more confident in when I engage and when I don't. Just kind of keep him, keep him crisp. That stunk. That would have been a good time to get a sip. Take another sip of the potion. Hit the 3-wheel motion. Some of these hurt rewatching, simply because I know the hope that I had going into him, where I was just sure I was gonna. This is the time where I am going to beat the Tree Sentinel. He's going to die. We did such a good job last time. There's no way I lose this. No way at all I end up losing this. And Tree Sentinel ain't happening. He is just not the one you want to try. Try Jesus. Don't try me. Backing up. Take the heal. Drink that Tussin. That Robitussin up in you. Tussin PM. Big heavy slashes when you hit. Honestly, that's the name of the game more often than not. When you can do a heavy slash or a critical, make sure you take advantage of those times. Most people don't. And honestly, that's been my thought process with bosses. Can I get you to a stun state or a critical state? Can I recognize when it comes? Can I capitalize and get that damage? Why don't you take the Wandering Noble Ashes? Aw, yeah. Aw, yeah. Is everybody ready? Y'all ready for this? This is how you kill the Tree Sentinel right here. You summon the Wandering Nobles. So, as ineffective as the wolves can be when they're slash damage, at least they have like speed and can kind of corner you. You don't want to do the Wandering Ashes, jellyfish. Maybe jellyfish wasn't terrible, but you don't want to do the Wandering Noble Ashes in a fight like this, because they are still susceptible to the same area of effect attacks, but they're also much slower, so it's harder to get to him, and they don't deal near as much damage. And they're not tanky, so why? Ain't nothing but a... Oh, look at how low he is. He is so low, and we haven't even summoned yet. Horse took that damage, not me. Not your boy. Massive damage, but I know that's slow. And what slow means, if he does a slow attack, that just means I can get in there and hit. Didn't kill him, which was probably the biggest blessing for this run. Not killing the wolves, either of them, with that area of effect attack, just helped me seal this. Now he's just flailing, now he's just missing, and now we can end him. I legit think I probably would have done better if I had I legit think I probably would have done better had I been off the horse. Had I been off the horse and just stood and banged, I think I would have done better. But we didn't, and we still got the win. Hooray! Rite of passage complete. Either way, thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate you. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time. Before then, take a look at this sneak peek of what's coming in the next episode. It's gonna be a blast. Let's go, boy. What you really want? Oh. He could just do that, yeah.